Test, test. 1, 2, test. Sound good?
All right. Hey guys, how are you? Good morning, and thank you for joining us. Over the last 2.5 years, my office has been vigilant in standing up for Kentucky's values and protecting our constitutional rights. Today, we're going to continue that important work by safeguarding the integrity of Kentucky's elections. By doing so, we ensure that your vote matters, that your voice is is heard. This is a responsibility we take seriously. We are blessed to live in a commonwealth and a country that provide the right to vote, but that right, that sacred duty as Kentuckians and as Americans, can quickly be compromised if we don't preserve free and fair elections for all. This office devotes considerable resources to this effort on Election Day and throughout the year. It starts with our election fraud hotline. This toll-free hotline is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The hotline allows Kentuckians to quickly and easily report suspected bribery, voter fraud, improper electioneering, poll disruptions, and other irregularities. Tips from concerned Kentuckians play a vital role in election integrity, and we are grateful to each and every one of you who call the hotline. Your contributions enable us to review and, when appropriate, investigate and prosecute suspected election law violations. During this election cycle, we received 82 complaints prior to Election Day, 148 complaints on Election Day, and 65 additional complaints since the polls closed on May 17th. In sum, we received 295 complaints during the 2022 primary season. For comparison, we received 330 complaints during the 2020 primary election. Each tip we receive is thoroughly reviewed by a prosecutor, and when necessary, it is referred to our Department of Criminal Investigations. On Election Day, our criminal investigators are stationed throughout the Commonwealth so that they can respond to referrals in real time if necessary. Currently, we have 3 open criminal investigations involving the 2022 primary. As the investigations are ongoing, we cannot comment on specifics. We also continue the work with our state and federal partners on the Ballot Integrity Task Force. Many of you may remember that our office, together with the Secretary of State's office, formed this task force prior to the 2020 elections. Since then, it has been a valuable tool and has kept an open line of communication among our state and federal partners. Now, let me turn to the reason we're here today: selection of counties for post-election audits. Kentucky law requires this office to conduct post-election audits in primary and general elections. Following the 2020 general election, we randomly selected 6 counties for a post-election audit. Those 6 counties were Fleming, Hickman, Lawrence, Livingston, Anderson, and Boone. I'm pleased to report that we did not find any irregularities in those counties, and to ensure that they are not audited in 2 consecutive elections, we have removed them from today's drawing. I want to take a moment to thank the county clerks and staff from these 6 counties for their assistance during the 2020 audits. Performing these reviews is not an easy task. It takes extra time and creates additional work for county staff. We certainly appreciate their cooperation with our investigators. Before we turn to today's drawing, I want to note a change made during the 2022 legislative session in Senate Bill 216. The General Assembly increased the number of counties subject to a post-election audit. Because of this change, today we will now draw 12 counties instead of the previous 6. After we select the 12 counties for audit, investigators from this office will work with county clerks to assess any voting irregularities from the 2022 primary election. After completing these audits, the results will be presented to grand juries from each audited county. The grand juries will then report their findings to the chief judge for their judicial circuit. Now, consistent with Kentucky law, I will randomly select 12 counties for audit. Before doing so, I'm going to sign this piece of paper that says that I hereby certify that for the purposes of the May 2022 primary election audit, pursuant to KRS 15243, that the names of all 120 counties of Kentucky have been placed in the box for random selection, allowing for 12 counties to be drawn at random for the 2022 audit. This is the 24th day of May 2022. I will affix my signature. And at this juncture, I will start drawing names, and I will, if just for process sake, if I end up drawing one of the counties that we previously audited, Fleming, Hickman, Lawrence, Livingston, Anderson, or Boone, I'll take that county out, and we will draw another county. Okay. County 1. This is a bourbon barrel. For those of you all that's watching at home that didn't know. First county is Nicholas County. Nicholas County. It's number 1. Going in for number 2 here. The second county is Monroe County. The third county is Graves County. The fourth county is Metcalfe County. The fifth county, Jackson County. No repeats yet. This is Lawrence County. As I noted earlier, I guess I spoke too soon. Lawrence was audited in the previous cycle, therefore we are going to pull this name out, put it over to the side. I'm going to draw another county for the sixth county. Hopkins County is our sixth county. Pendleton County is our seventh county. Boyd County is our eighth county. Back on the street here. Our ninth county is Madison County. Our 10th county is Powell County. Our 11th county is Rockcastle County. Really drawing this out, haven't I? Our 12th and final county is Grayson County. All right, we will repeat just for everyone's awareness. The 12 counties are as follows: Nicholas, Monroe, Graves, Metcalf, Jackson, Hopkins, Pendleton, Boyd, Madison, Powell, Rockcastle, and Grayson. With that, I will now sign the list for the post-election audit of those counties. That will conclude the post-election drawing. Thank you guys for coming, and appreciate you all in the media for paying attention to this. Thank you. If you all have any questions, I'm happy to answer those as well.
General, I know you said you can't comment on the 3 open criminal investigations, but compare this cycle to the 2020 cycle. Did we have any criminal investigations open then? Is this a normal part of the process?
Yeah, my commissioner for Department of Criminal Investigations, Greg Wolf, is here. I think it's fair to say we had investigations open in 2020, and it's not uncommon to have investigations occur. I'll allow him to the extent.
Yeah, and it's just a follow-up. It's normal that we'll open a few investigations based off information we get. So it's pretty close to normal. We're reviewing a couple of additional complaints we have, but we normally open a few investigations on the election.
In general, I know this election was under a microscope like most are, and people were following along with the amount of complaints that were coming in. You said that we actually got fewer complaints this cycle than we did in 2020, correct? I just want to make sure we have that.
That is correct. We in the 2020, cycle, we had roughly 330 complaints at this juncture, and then had 295 at this point this year. So.
For the people watching, and a lot of people read into a lot of election things. This is a normal procedure here in Kentucky. This is a standard procedure. You're not doing this.
This is a normal process. Obviously, whether it's me or others in state government, we want to make sure our elections are secure. And part of that process that has been established is doing these random post-election audits. Now, I will tell you that the legislature decided to audit and expand the random audits that happen post-election. So now we've done 12. In the past, we've done 6. And so this provides allows for more counties to be audited and for us to make a determination about next steps in conjunction with greater juries in the specific counties.
How long does this process take?
Typically, we'll allow our investigators about a month to complete the process of these audits. Depends on, obviously, some counties are bigger and have a lot more documents and information, but it's typical about a month.
General, while I have you here, I just want to talk about the abortion case that you are representing here in Kentucky. The judge did choose to make a decision to extend. I want to get your thoughts on that.
Well, respectfully, obviously disagree with the decision that was made as it relates to House Bill 3. And we're going to appeal that decision by the judge and look forward to continuing our advocacy and defense of House Bill 3. Look, at the end of the day, what I've said is that House Bill 3, the bills and the laws that come out of our legislature, the General Assembly, are a reflection of the values of the men, women, and children of all 120 counties. And so we've got the responsibility to defend those laws. I've got now a 5-month-old almost at home, Theodore, and the issue of life just hits a little more differently. You've got your own baby at home. And so we're going to do everything in this office to stand up for life and protect babies.
Speaking of babies, baby formula. Your office released a press release talking about possible scams that are out there. What should parents be looking out for?
Well, look, there are fly-by-night operations that will try to take advantage of this moment. They'll have a website that pops up on a Monday and be gone on a Tuesday that'll have these great deals related to baby formula. I know Mackenzie and I, as we were thinking about whether we should, use formula over the last couple of weeks, there was a website that she saw that was a deal that seemed too good to be true. And that's something that I encourage people to use is just their common sense and say, hey, does this seem right? That this website that I've never heard of, that this great deal that is coming through to my email unsolicited, is that a really legitimate deal? If you've got any concerns or worries, I always encourage folks to reach out to our office, but it starts really with common sense. Look, this is a challenging time for mothers that aren't able to breastfeed, and I think we have to be empathetic and sympathetic to that. And so anything that we can do in our office to make sure that those supply chains are secure as it relates to formula, we're going to do.
Is it frustrating, you're a new father, is it frustrating to see that there are people out there preying on families trying to feed their little babies during this difficult time?
Yeah, it's terribly disconcerting and disappointing to see that folks are trying to take advantage of this moment. But we've seen this before, whether it was in the midst of the tornadoes in West Kentucky or some of the challenges that we saw at the height of COVID-19. There's always going to be bad actors out there that are going to try to take advantage of the moment. And again, there are mothers all across this country that are looking for ways to, when you have a small baby, they can't, eat. They can't eat baby food. That's not something that they've got to have milk, or they've got to have formula. And to know that there are folks out there that are trying to take advantage of the situation is really disheartening. But at the end of the day, this office is going to stand up for mothers and stand in defense of babies and make sure that the formula that is out there, that it's not being used in such a way to try to convince a mother to get something that is not going to be good for their baby ultimately. So we're going to be vigilant and continue to work hard to make sure that these supply chains continue to be open and available to mothers all across this country.
And the final question for you is, the governor insists that this office is investigating his office. Can you confirm or deny whether there is an open investigation into the governor or the governor's office?
Let me take a step back and say that whether it's this governor or whether it's the Kentucky Democratic Party, those of you all that are watching at home, what you see at 4 o'clock in the governor's press conferences is not the real governor. What I've been subjected to this year, what I was subjected to in 2019, when I got sued then, I'm getting sued now. If they think you're a viable candidate in any regard, this is what they do. They sue you and they try to sully your reputation. But I've got a stiff backbone and I'm going to continue to stand up. On the question of there's no open investigations into this governor. We are going to continue to do our job here without fear or favor. We're not going to allow him to intimidate us. We're not going to allow him to intimidate the folks at home that support the work that we try to do in defending constitutional rights and standing up for the citizens of Kentucky. So we're going to continue to do our job.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you all again covering this. It's really important.